Okay, so we will now be looking at applications for quadratic equations. So here's my functions. It's a negative. The height is represented by the dependent variables, so the y value, if you wish, and then t, the time, is represented by the x value, so it's negative t squared plus 6t. So the first question is label the x-axis and the y-axis appropriately. So we've covered that already. The height would actually be represented here, the height. So let's write that here, height, GHT, and in function of time. So first question, check. Why is the graph only in the first quadrant? Well, it's because we have restrictions. We cannot have negative time and we cannot have a negative height. So why is it? It's because the height, h, is strictly greater than 0 and the same for the time. The domain, well, the domain in this case, for we talk about time, it's a time that it's actually in the air. So it's actually from 0 uh, included the time to 6 seconds. And what about the height? What do you say about the height? Well, the height starts at 0 and it gets a maximum at 9. So that would be the range. The initial height of the angry bird is at the beginning here. The bird is at 0, 0, so the initial height would be 0, and we're using feet. So 0 feet. And what it would be the maximum height? We've went over that already. It'd be 9 feet. Where on the graph would you find the maximum height? Okay, so the 9 feet would actually be the answer to this question here. And where on the graph? It would be on the vertex. So vertex. At what time does it reach its maximum height here? You have to look at the x value for the vertex. It would be at 3 seconds. And where on the graph does the Angry Bird hit the ground? Well, it's at the ground in the beginning, but it will hit the ground here at 6. So those are my x-intercepts. So you could argue there's two of them. So it'd be at 0 seconds and also at 6 seconds. At what time does the bird, where? Oh, so where? Again, I did the same thing. That's the answer for that, the times. And where on the graph will it hit the ground? It's at the x-intercepts. X-intercepts for and finally, how high is the Angry Bird after 1 second? So here, what you have to do is you have to use the function and substitute t for 1. So what you're actually doing is h1, you're looking for the height at 1. It will be negative 1 squared plus 6 times 1. So negative 1 squared is negative 1 plus 6. So it would be, the answer to the last question would be 5 seconds. And there you go. That's how you interpret graph applications using quadratic.